Hello there YouTube, I'm back with another video. If you remember in the last deck profile I made, which was Joey's Blue Eyes, I did say I would be making Trickstars, but I didn't feel like the Trickstars was something I can really show off right now, since it's not exactly the best, and I don't really want to put it out there right now. So instead I wanted to show you one of the decks that I'm rather proud of, and that's my Predaplants. I've figured out some combos in the deck that go really well with the playstyle, and managed to make the deck pretty damn good. So we're going to get this started with the main deck. So to start off, you have your 3 Predaplant Orthoscorpio. Most people know what this does since it's used in the Predaplant engine, but if you don't know what it does, when he's normal or special summoned, you get to discard one monster from your hand, any monster, and then special summon one Predaplant monster from the deck. This card is just amazing and probably the best Predaplant in the deck, so you have to run through. The next is 3 Predaplant Clamato Sundew, and what this guy does is he's basically a walking polymerization. So you can fuse using monsters in your hand and field and your opponent's monsters as long as the opponent's monsters have predator counters, and if they do, obviously they have to meet the requirement of your fusion summon. You don't have to use this card as well for that summon, you can just use any card in your field and hand. Next is 3 Predaplant Spinodinea. As well as being level 4, he's got a really good effect of when normal or special summoned, he will put one predator counter on one of your opponent's monsters. So already great for the synergy of the deck. But along with that, if he attacks a monster with a predator counter, you get to special summon one Predaplant monster from the deck. So if you only draw this guy and you have none other and you need to continue your combos, he will just get something out the deck for you, so he can really help you out. Next is 3 Predaplant Saracenium. This card is a hand trap. When you've been attacked directly, you get to special summon it from the hand, and then if your opponent battles it, it automatically takes down that monster with it, so they both die. And then when it's sent to the graveyard by battle or card effect, you get to search one Predap card from your deck, so either a Predaplant monster, or a Predapronyx, or Predapruning, stuff like that. Next, I run 2 Squidrocera, and I'm going to show you Banksy Yoga at the same time since these two combo together. So Squidrocera, when he's in the hand, you can discard him, then target one of your dark monsters, and it can attack every monster on your opponent's field that has a predator counter. The reason why he combos with Banksy Yoga is because when Banksy Yoga, when he's in the hand, you contribute one monster on your opponent's field, special summon Banksy Yoga, so he's a kaiju that summons to your field. He is a tuner, but I hardly use him for that. But also, when he's sent to the graveyard when he's been on the field, he puts a predator counter on every one of your opponent's monsters, so that's why he combos with Squidrocera. Next is Predaplant Hydra. I'm not going to even bother pronouncing that, but what he does is he's also another kaiju, like Banksy Yoga, where you tribute a monster with a predator counter, and then when he's on the field or graveyard, you can banish one other Predaplant monster, sorry for that, and target one monster on your opponent's field, and it loses 500 attack. This is once per turn, that's why you can't do it like multiple times in the grave, but he is really helpful. The final Predaplant monster is your Predaplant Flytrap. He's okay. He gets over some tricky targets. Once per turn, you can target one of your opponent's monsters and it gains a predator counter. When this card battles a monster with a lower level than it, which is what the predator counters are for, because they make all monsters with 1, if they're level 2 or higher, go to level 1. And if he battles a monster that's lower level than it, it automatically gets destroyed and he gains the level. Now for the next monsters, they just kind of help with combos. 2 Rose Lover. This card I love running, and what she does is when she's in the grave, you can banish her and then summon one plant monster from the hand, and that plant monster is unaffected by trap effects for the turn. So this card just helps you keep going. Instead of wasting a normal summon, you get to special summon it instead. And nearly all Predaplant monsters can activate their effects on normal or special. Next is Glow Up Bulb. This card helps you go into Crystal Wing, and just works since it's a Foosh Burial target. And you can discard it with Orpha Scorpio and stuff like that. You've just got so much synergy with cards like that. And another card I run is Destrudo. When this card is in the hand or graveyard, you can pay half your life points, target one monster on your field that's level 6 or lower, reduce this card level by that level when this card is summoned by this effect, and this can be done in hand or grave, if I didn't mention that. So you can go into level 7 synchros incredibly easy. Then the final monster is Gofu, since he's a 1-card decode, plus another dark monster, and summons itself for Starving Venom. That's another thing you can use Destrudo for. The next part of the deck is all spells. There's only spells and monsters in this deck, since I didn't think the traps really worked well. It was kind of slow. So to begin the spells, you've got 3 Predator Pruning. You target one monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and equip it with this card. That monster's effects are not negated, and you can do this as many times as you want in a turn, so you can just activate 2 if they've got 2 in your hand, and just revive as many important units as you want. Obviously you only revive 1 at a time with the card, since you activate it and then equip it, but you know what I mean. Next 2 cards are Predaponics. This also special summons a Predaplant monster from your grave and hand, but it's level 4 or lower. It has to be level 4 or lower. Plus, it does negate the effects. That's why I only run 2, but it can be helpful to either make rank 4s, make a synchro, or use it for tribute fodder. Next is a little bit of draw. So you've got 3 Allure of Darkness, since it's a dark monster deck, mainly darks. And you've got 1 Upstart, since I like running Upstart. And then 1 Pot of Desires. You can take an Upstart for a second one of these, but I only like running 1 Pot of Desires. The next card is Foosh Burial. This card, you've got so many targets. If you haven't got Rose Lover in the grave and you want one in the grave, send Rose Lover. If you need Glow Up Bulb to make Crystal Wing, send Glow Up Bulb. If you got Glow Up Bulb in hand and Orpha Scorpio, and you want to summon Crystal Wing, send Destrudo. And just keep going from there. So, Foosh Burial is amazing in this deck. Also, to get some cards in grave, or even a free summon, is Reasoning. Your opponent declares a level between 1 and 12, and then you escalate cards from the top of your deck. If any of them are a normal summonable monster that isn't the level your opponent called, you special summon it. If it is, it goes to the grave. And in this deck, that's quite hard to call, because you've got level 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, I think 5s, 6s, and 7. 1 for 1 to get your Rose Lovers or your Saracenians. 2 Poly, since you might not always open with Clamado Undo or for Scorpio, but this can help you fuse, obviously. And the last 2 cards, 2 Mini Guts, and this is the card that you combo with Starving Venom to basically one-punch your opponent, or literally one-punch your opponent. Because when Starving Venom is special summoned, check one of your opponent's special summon monsters. If it's got 2,600 or more attack, and then you activate Mini Guts, which is tribute 1 of your monsters, and then target 1 monster in your opponent's field, and it loses all its attack, and then when it's destroyed, your opponent takes damage equal to its attack in the grave. So, as long as it's got 2,600 or more, you're going to kill them. Now for the extra deck. So, the extra deck, you run 2 Starving Venom. When it's normal, well, not normal, of course it can't be normal. When special summoned, you get to target one of your opponent's special summon monsters, gain its attack and its name, and its effects if it has any. Along with that, when he's destroyed, he takes all of your opponent's special summon monsters with him, so he won't go down without a fight. He's also your way for that Mini Guts combo. Next is 3 Chimera Rafflesia, since Starving Venom does require your dark monsters to be on the field to summon him, whereas Chimera Rafflesia does not. He requires a Predaplant monster and a dark monster. Your opponent needs to have a 4,500 attack monster in order to crash with this card, since when it battles, it gains 1,000 and your opponent's monster loses 1,000. Along with that, it can target 1 monster in your opponent's field, if it's got a lower level than Chimera Rafflesia, you can banish it, and when it's in the graveyard during the next standby phase of your during your next standby phase, you get to add 1 polymerization from your deck to your hand. Next we have Exceedences. So I run the Utopia package. I know most people don't run Prime. I like to. You can take Prime out for anything you want. I run 1 Dark Rebellion because I like Dark Rebellion. 1 Baguska, since Baguska is really good in today's game. You obviously should know what he does. If you don't, let's just say he's hard to get around. Then for Synchros, run 1 Crystal Wing, because Crystal Wing is just a really good card, and if you summon him, you've just got a really good monster in your field. Negates monster effects. When it negates and destroys that monster, it gains its attack, and when it battles on level 5 or higher, it gains its attack. So, just a really good card. Then next I run Arcanite Magician. I would put Clear Wing in here instead, but I don't own one, so feel free to put Clear Wing instead of Arcanite. And 1 Black Rose. So Arcanite gains 2 spell counters when summoned. You can remove both of them during the same turn, not once per turn, and destroy 2 cards on the field. So it destroys a card for each counter you remove. Black Rose is the nuker, nukes everything, and then basically, I think it only nukes monsters though. I think so. Yeah, destroy all cards on the field. Oh, just all cards. So, yeah, destroy all cards, and then you can also use this other effect, which is banish a plant monster, and then target 1 monster on the field that's in defense, change it to attack, and its attack becomes 0. The last 2 cards of the extra deck is Deco Talker and Proxy Dragon. Since you run Gofu, you can actually summon these 2 really easily without Gofu, but obviously you run them because of that. I do have a side deck, and again, side decks are just something you make yourself. You don't have to make them this way. I'll just show you anyway. It's not the best of side decks, but it works for me. I run 2 Kaijus, just depending on the opponent. 1 Ghost Ogre and 1 Maxi. I don't own many hand traps, but they can help. 1 Soul Charge. 2 Cosmic Cyclone for those Magician Pen players. Also for the Magician Pen players, Mistaken Arrest, or just a deck that likes to search, because this card stops your opponent from adding cards from their deck to their hand, well, both players from adding cards to their deck to their hand, except from drawing them, so this stops searches. Then 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Bottomless, 3 D Barrier, and Heavy Storm. Well, Heavy Storm Duster. I don't have a 15th card, don't know what I would put in for the 15th, but that was my side deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile though. I hope you guys like the artwork of Starving Venom as well. It's cool. Reason I wanted to play the deck, since Starving Venom belongs in this deck. I hope you guys actually try out this deck, because it's a lot of fun, can do a lot of things, and I'm generally proud of this build. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as well. Please feel free to just tell me if I got any rulings wrong. I love to learn about any rulings I don't know in Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, tell me what you thought. Don't be too harsh though. Obviously, I can't afford all the Ghost Reapers and Winter Cherries and Ash Blossom, Joyous Spring and stuff. But if you have any ideas to speed up the combos maybe, and again, don't put hand traps. Do let me know about some cards that will special some plant monsters and stuff, because it would be cool to maybe try them out. I don't know what the next video might be. I might do a live stream, but do look forward to seeing it, and I will see you guys in the next one.